say, and in the wood yard, we're not in my wood yard, but we're in a wood yard. Here we go. As far as the eye can see, there's wood everywhere here. So this is a guy that got a hold of me through the channel that you guys are watching right now. And he has a wood yard. And he is literally 2 miles away from my wood yard. And he started doing wood a few years ago, and we're at his place today, and we're gonna get a little tour of his place. He's got tree service wood. He's got a bunch of stuff here. I'll walk around and show you everything that he's got here. And he does firewood. It's kind of like his passion, I guess I would say, similar to a lot of you. But he sells a lot of wood right here, and he does a lot of bundles, and he's got wood everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's wood. So out behind his big, beautiful shed that he's got here, he's got totes stacked up with all kinds of wood here. There's cherry, he's got ash, he's got oak, he's got everything. He's got a little bin going here, which is kind of nice, and another little bin going right here. And then he's got stuff all around the outside edges that are full of totes. And he's got another big bin here, which is kind of cool. And you can see here he's got it wired together. So basically just kind of keeping it from spreading wider. And he's got it heaped up pretty darn high here in this one, so that's pretty cool. Looks like all ash in here. So he does get a lot of tree service wood, almost all tree service wood. I think the only wood that he needs to buy, he said, is his oak, and that's what this looks like right here. It looks like white oak. And he says he sells a lot of white oak for guys that want it for cooking. That and hickory. Sells a bunch of it, so that's pretty cool. So I just got here, and he's coming out in just a minute, and we're gonna get a little tour. He'll walk us around a little bit. We'll talk about what he does. So here I am at Travis's place. This is Travis Arndt. He has a wood business. You started about 4 years ago, right?
About 4 years now.
And then you stalked me a few years ago, came and saw my wood yard. I remember you stopped in once.
I totally stalked you down. I found out about you, and then I got lost on a delivery one time and turned around in your parking lot.
Oh, and you thought, hey, there's wood.
Yeah, I'd seen, that was when you had got the Easton Made 22MD.
Oh, you must have just got it, yeah.
You had just gotten it, and that was when I seen it when I was turning around in your parking lot.
Oh, and you knew what it was right away.
Oh, yeah.
So then, you were watching videos before then or after then?
I started about 3 years ago, I think when you were on video 10, if I remember right.
Oh, that would have been 4 years ago then.
So it's been a while I've been watching.
Video 10, that's saying something. That means you're not a slacker.
No, I try to keep up to date. I learned a lot from you.
Well, I don't know, that's probably a bad thing.
Smartest man in the room is one who's willing to learn.
Usually. I always say I'm the dumbest man in the room. That way there's always something to learn.
Oh yeah, there's always something to learn, always something to changing around you.
So now you started your selling firewood. You were burning wood, you had wood, but you started
I've been
cutting
burning wood my whole life.
Yeah. Yep. That's how a lot of us start. And then when did you start selling? You said about 4 years ago?
About 4 years.
And then did it take off real fast or kind of gradual, or did you have enough wood the first year?
I did not. I was not even close. I wasn't expecting to sell wood. It just kind of happened where I had some extra wood laying around, and then I just started to sell it, and I ran out immediately.
Same thing happened to me. And then you're like, ooh, I got to cut more wood.
And then year 2, I doubled in size. Yep. Year 3, doubled in size from that yet. Yeah. So it's been a growing obsession. Yeah,
and the more you do, the more you need to do, because as the word spreads, and if you get a decent product, or if you're good customer service, which you should be all of those, you'll get customers.
Hopefully we're all of those.
Yeah, well, some people aren't so good at it.
No, but I'm a pretty personable person, and you just don't argue with people, and there's always going to be the good and the bad and the ugly with it.
Yep. I'd say more than anything is just treat everybody as good as you can. And there are a few turds that you got to walk away from, but that happens.
We've all had those.
Yeah, it happens. So you said you sell a lot of stuff in bags. You're doing a lot of cooking wood, right? You're doing a lot of oak and cherry and hickory, stuff like that?
I do a lot of that, as well as apple too.
Oh, yeah.
That's where, I guess, my bread and butter, and the most part of my fun is I get to talk to these people who are cooking, and then I get to see their products. I get to see all of that stuff while I'm interacting with them. They show me pictures.
Sure.
I get pictures of the barbecues with their families.
Nice. So now are you selling to individuals or people that are doing gigs types where they're doing, or both?
Both.
Yeah.
I do have a lot more customers this year that are starting out with their cooking businesses, the mobile smoking, and wedding venues, all those kind of things we've started to switch into.
Yep, I've got quite a few now too, and it's.
I'll take them from you if you want.
I've been doing more in bulk. You're doing more of the bags though.
I do both.
I do mainly like a face cord at a time, third of a cord for those of you that are on the East Coast.
Yep. I do a lot of that, and then I do the 1 cubic foot bags for the cooking and smoking wood.
Yeah.
You know, there's always a little bit of that. Some people want the smaller quantities where it's cleaner, easier in and out their cars. Not everybody's got a truck to transport.
I've always thought about doing more specialty type wood, but it's just the time involved in it. But there's a market for it, no doubt. There's no doubt there's a market for it. And in our area, there's not a real big market for people that want to heat with wood.
No.
There is some, but not a ton of it.
A lot of people want to drink by a fire.
That's exactly what it is. It's fun fire. That's
fun
all it
firewood.
is. That's all it is. So show me what you got here. I see you got some cages and.
I do have some stacked wood. Then I obviously have cages. And then the crisp piles. I learned that method from him.
Is it working good for you for drying? I mean,
it works excellent.
Yeah.
It has been the fastest drying. I have not had any mold problems with it.
Yeah.
And it saved so much time with not having to stack. I usually just do some, you know, obviously we got the pallets around them, then we got the totes in front. You stack up the totes just so it shores everything up.
Right.
And secures it all in.
Yeah. I've had other guys that have mentioned that they do this on the corners and then do the pallets in between there. Yeah, whatever you can do to keep it off the ground, keep it in the sun, keep it in the wind.
Yep.
But you do hybrid though, because you've got your totes too that you're putting stuff in. Now this is where you're putting, looks to me like this is red oak over here.
Yep, this was all a semi-load of red oak that's all here. Yep. So this is all stacked up off the ground. Behind it there is pallets laid down and it's stacked up. I was dealing with a space constraint, so had to stack all of it.
And size-wise, you're going for a one-hand pickup, pretty much.
Always. Everything's got to be at least a one-handed pickup. Like, that's about the biggest size that we want.
Yep. There's a lot of people that just don't understand that, and it's because we're not selling to people with boilers for the most part.
If I'm going to leave stuff in big chunks, it's going to be mainly burnt in my own house.
Right.
Because I heat with wood all winter long, so that's...
So are you heating all your discard stuff and junk?
Oh yeah, all the junk.
This is where the odd stuff goes.
Yep, the odd stuff goes in the basement.
Sometimes the big knotty crotchy ones are some of the best stuff sometimes.
That's where the heat comes in, the better sets of coals, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So what other kind of wood? I see there's some white oak back there.
I got white oak stored in back because that's mostly the cooking wood I got stashed in back, and then I got couple loads of birch back here.
Yep. Do you sell much birch? Because I really don't sell too much of it. And people don't ask for it.
I have select customers that specifically want birch, and usually it's I want to look fancy for Thanksgiving where I have family and relatives coming over and Christmas time.
Yeah. I mix it in with my mixed hardwood, and once they get some, they're like, hey, bring me some other birch next time.
They like it because it crackles.
They don't want just birch. So hey, bring me some more of that. That starts good.
And I have a few customers that specifically just want that because of the crackle and the smell.
Right.
And then this was the white oak that I pulled off the semi-load. This was all that I really ended up getting, and this stuff for me is really hard to get my hands on.
Yep. I just split a whole bunch of white oak and I'm just throwing it in with the red oak.
I know
it's a sin.
But for me, with my customers, the way it is, I have to keep it all separate. Like this is all red oak here, red oak, and then I got some honey locust over here, which is all my heat, and then another basket of white oak at the end.
Yeah, the locust is good stuff. You're getting that from tree service, I'm guessing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have tree services that know that I'm always hunting for it.
Yeah. So do you pretty much tell them what you want and that's what they bring? You just say, don't bring me willow, don't bring me cottonwood.
I'm a little bit picky, and the guys that I work with, they're great companies, and they do know I'm looking for hickory, I'm looking for locust.
Yeah.
But mainly I do ash.
A lot of ash, yeah. Well, and you're going to get a lot of ash for the next few years.
And then it's going to run out.
Yep.
But
Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? You go down the highway and you see guys going with trailer loads full of ash all the time because you're in tune with it. I see every day. I see loads.
Every day loads of ash. But every now and then you get a little Satanwood.
Yeah. Well, it burns.
It burns. Burns hot. It burns well.
Yeah. So here you got more ash. I see.
Yeah. This is mostly ash, and then there's some soft maple mixed in there too because it dries fast.
And this is a load of tree service stuff you just got dumped.
Just got this today. And there's a little mixture of ash and birch.
Yep.
And then that's my mess.
Yeah, you got work to do.
I always do.
That's a big boy there. Holy crap.
I think it's 48.
I was gonna say
stump.
that's well over 40 inches. That's a big one.
Yeah, that one's, that's why I bought a big saw.
Yeah, you said you just bought, so you guys can see my hand on there. That is a big one. For an ash tree, that's big.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
He did say that was probably one of the largest ash trees in this whole area when he had cut that one down.
Right.
And then there's a little mixture of, there's some pine that got mixed in, some more honey locust, and then red maple.
So then the next question, I see you got your debris pile. What are you doing with it? Does it just sit? Are you going to burn it?
It's an eyesore for my wife, and I feel horrible for her.
Yeah, well, so are you going to be hauling it away to the dump?
I will take it. I got property out of town.
Oh,
so
okay, yeah.
once I get it all loaded up in the trailer, I'll take it out there, get rid of it.
A couple batches, yeah.
And it'll be...
Because that's an issue. And people tell me all the time, today I was scooping up some debris and stuff from splitting, and right away I wanted to answer the question, because there's always somebody in the comments that's like, you should be saving all that debris, all those chips, all those chunks, all that kindling. That's all good stuff. That'll all burn. You should give that to your customers. It's just not worth the time.
There are some things that are not worth the time,
Yes.
and I mean, you have mountains and mountains of this.
Yeah.
I can produce hundreds of gallons of that in a day. If you want it, let me know. Come get it.
I say that to a lot of guys. Come and get it.
Yeah.
Come and get it.
Because there's only so many hours in a day, and when you have 5 kids like I do, you run out of time.
Oh.
You have to establish what's more important for everything.
Yeah, yes you do. Well, let's go over here on this side. I see you got your bundled wood over here. So I
Yep,
see
we just leave some bundle wood out here so people can come by. It's
So now-
convenient for them.
you got kindling. Does that
Yep.
sell pretty good or so or not?
So,
much? Yeah.
but it's one of the things where it's just if I can make a couple bucks off of it,
Yeah.
and it's just a discard anyways.
I sold some, and I still do have a few people that buy it. But what I've been doing lately is when people buy a full cord or a couple full cords, I just
always
give them a couple bags.
Throw in a little
That's
bit
what I
here
do,
and there,
yeah.
and then we have red oak
Red oak.
bundles,
Yep.
and obviously being a father, you have kids that
Decorate.
paint things and do little decorations.
So then if somebody wants to buy a tote full, it's 90 bucks.
90
They have
bucks.
to empty it themselves.
Yep, they do it themselves.
And then 25 for, so it's a quarter of a,
Quarter
third
of a face cord.
Quarter
and
of a
then I
face
got
cord, yeah.
One half of a face cord rack as well
Oh, down in the
for
end here.
50 bucks over here.
Yeah. And what do you sell a lot of?
Sell a lot of $25 racks.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Because
A
a lot
lot.
of people just don't want a lot of wood.
Well, it's simple. That fits inside of a car trunk or a small SUV.
Right.
They can pick it up in a couple of minutes and they
Right.
can go.
And
It
they'll-
lasts them a weekend of camping.
Yeah, it'll last them probably 3-4 nights.
Yep.
Yep.
A nice weekend of camping, and then they're back the next weekend that they want to go camping.
Yep, that's a good quantity, these small quantities for pickup. And the thing is, I've had people that have asked me, hey, will you deliver me a half of a face cord? And I'll tell them, yeah, but it's the same price as a face cord.
That's just it.
It's just not worth my time.
I'll deliver
And then they
full
also-
face cords.
Then besides that, they want a discount. Like, well, normally it's like I charge $120 for a face cord or third of a cord. And they're like, well, if I get a half, can I get it for 50 bucks?
Nope.
And I got to drive it 10 miles away? No, ain't gonna happen.
I can't take my time to load it up
No.
and then unload it
No.
for a lesser of a price. There's a reason why I sell it in face cord quantities,
Yes.
because that's the way to
Yes.
make.
And I also get asked this too. If I buy a bunch of wood, if I buy 5 face cords or 6 face cords or 8 face cords, am I getting a discount? Tell them, well, what I'll do is I'll deliver it for free, which I normally do anyway. And I'll throw in some bundles of kindling that are whatever the price is.
Yep.
That's what I can do because it costs me the same amount of time, effort, gas, materials to produce one face cord as the second, as the third, as the fourth, as the fifth. It's all work.
It's all the same amount of work. I'm chucking wood either way.
Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have a dump trailer yet, so for me to move larger
I
quantities,
tell you, that
more
should be
trips.
that should be way at the top of your list.
It is
Dump
number one
trailer-
right now.
Dump trailer is so nice to have.
we are working on that every day.
Keep saving your money. Keep saving money. Well, as soon as you like to save money, the 2 things you just bought recently, we got to go look at. He's
Yeah.
got a brand new chainsaw and an almost brand new splitter.
Yeah.
Let's go take a look. Look at what he has in his shed here. Now, why did you buy an Ultra?
You. It's your fault.
That's good. That's good. So it's been working. It's a little faster than your other splitter.
Considering I had a Glacier just like you did, it is absolutely faster than what I had before.
You got the Vanguard engine. It's been really good for you, right? Runs
Yep.
great and everything.
2
There's nothing
pulls
wrong
at the max for starting that up,
Yeah.
and it's great.
My Honda usually starts in the first pull.
Yeah.
I mean, it usually does. But you have something I don't have. You have this little feature here, which that's for an umbrella.
And I just learned that today.
So yeah, you could put up a nice big shade thing here for, I guess, I don't know if they make it, if they got a contact where you can buy a part that goes in, or you can buy one and we just put it in there, but that's what that's for. Huh?
I mean, if you got a good word at Estimate, you can always put one in
I don't
for
know
me.
if they sell umbrellas or not, or if it's just something that you got to find yourself, but they do have a place to put one in there. And then you got something else brand new over here on the table. Let's go see what else you got here. I saw something orange laying over here.
I got a couple orange saws. And I'm not brand loyal either.
As long as they run?
As long as they run, they're sharp and they cut good. I have the 261, the 462, and then Chris talked me into the 592.
I talked you into it, huh?
No, I've actually ran a couple of these, and it was a saw that I couldn't turn down, and I needed a bigger saw for pulling a longer bar for some of the big wood that I end up with.
Right, you put a 28-incher on there?
I run 28s because I am a pretty tall person.
Yep.
So for me to run a 28, it is perfect for me to stand up and buck. I don't have to bend over and deal with the angry back.
Did you use a 20-incher quite a bit?
I think that one's an 18-inch. Before this, this all started with a steel MS290 with a 16-inch bar. That's where I started. Yeah. That one's an 18. Both these are 28s. And then for the 592, I have a 42-inch bar as well.
Oh, do you? But you get big tree service stuff, so it's good. Now,
on occasion.
Now, you were telling me that you ordered a 395, but when it came in, there was a problem with it. And so the dealership, which we're talking about pro shops, why you want to go to a pro shop?
Well, we were watching the video this morning, actually, and why you use a pro shop is a perfect example. I go to Deagle's, it's the next town over, and the customer service that they provide is not like anything that you'll ever find in a box store. He started up my saw, messaged me that it was in, put it on the shelf. The next morning he came in, he texted me, hey, don't come in, we have a problem with the 395. So he sent it back to Husqvarna. They informed him that they killed the 395 lineup and I could not get a replacement. So I ended up with a 592 XPG. And
they sold it to you, and you're very happy, aren't you?
I am very, very happy with that.
Yeah, I've ran both. The 395, I don't know how to describe it. Some guys say it has more power. Some guys say that this is a little faster. It's newer technology. It just tunes itself really well. It's a screamer. You got to wear earplugs and muffs.
Oh yeah.
It's so loud. And with a 28-inch bar, I bet it cuts really good.
It is fast.
Yeah, well, I've got a 24, so I know.
Well, the thing is the 592 and the 395, in my opinion, the 395 just seems to have more torque. You have more horsepower with the 592.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. This, I think, might have faster, chain speed.
I think it's got faster chain speed.
Yeah,
really is what it boils down to.
And there's nothing wrong with the steels either. They both work just fine, right?
Every tool has its purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I got an old marking saw. That was the first chainsaw I ever had, was an old Home Light. And I keep it around just for marking logs so I don't have to swing around a big, massive saw.
And I see you got a bunch of bundles over here, so you're stocking up, so you're ready to go.
Yep, those are all for roadside stands, and
nice.
Then this is some of the cooking wood.
Oh, so you got some cherry in there, I see.
Yep, got cherry. Yeah. I got the white oak that I just made up the other day. I haven't had a chance to put away in the storage yet. But I try and keep them out of the sun, keep them clean, so that way...
Do they degrade and break down?
I don't know, because I've never had that problem. They stay out of the sun until the customer is usually ready to pick up. They don't sit out.
All right, well, that's good. So anyway, there you go. You got to see Travis's place. You got to see his wood, kind of how he operates and how he's doing well with the firewood business. And yeah, we were just talking that his next purchase is going to be a dump trailer.
Definitely has to be.
Because he needs a dump trailer, because a dump trailer is like a lifesaver.
A utility trailer does not work for hauling, moving logs or firewood.
It
will when you have to, but not how you want to do it.
Yeah, it'll save you a ton of time and effort. It'll speed things up for you. So now that you've been doing firewood for 4 years and you've become addicted.
Yes.
Is it better than, like, what?
It is the best job I have ever had.
I thought he would say that.
Absolutely.
That's it for today, folks. Hit the buttons. Be back tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. Right now, go watch all their videos on the channel. He's watched them all. You might as well, right?
Absolutely.
How many times have you watched them?
Usually once, sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times.
Three is kind of the magic number, I think.
Well, sometimes you got to go back and learn again.
Thanks a lot. Good night, Irene.
Good night, Irene.